Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Stellaris Overlord, episode 14. Alright, let's cover some of the recap, because it has been 2 weeks. So, the first stream, we started off as a Stellarium, which means that we were outsourced by our Overlord, who's this guy, to do research for their empire. And then we expanded as much as we could, and we hit Marauders, and we hit Fallen Empires. Up north, we had the other vassals of our Overlord. And then very quickly, we ran into, and I guess previously they were here, we ran into Exterminators, which can be really dangerous early game because they have a huge buff to fleet strength. Last stream, we wiggled our way out. Actually, we didn't do much of the wiggling, but the Holy Stormrider and Empire had a bad secession, and the new leader broke apart the Empire, and I got free. And what I did nearly immediately was to put the Kingdom of Alari underneath me as a Stellarium, the role that I used to have for the Holy Stormriderans. And then we also added the Bulwark to the north. These guys. So if we take a look at the colors, green is me, red would be enemies, which is just the 2 Marauders, and then yellow is my holdings. So what we're planning on doing, and the last thing that we did last stream, was to focus on building tall. So in Stellaris, there's a concept of wide, which is to cover as much territory as possible, and then tall, which is to cover a very small amount of territory, but build it up very strong. Is this modded, or is it vanilla? It is vanilla with DLCs. No mods. I don't think I've ever used mods in Stellaris, ever. Just because there is so much content. So we have the first of our habitats being constructed just around the capital planet here, Yoda Prime. And this will be the first of hopefully many habitats. Joy, thanks for gifting out subs.
Construction online.
That was Morpheus and R. What was I doing with Morpheus and R? I need trade lane protection. So gun batteries. Got it. So if we take a look at the traditions that we have just recently picked up
Receiving
Voidborn.
transmission.
Okay. Cross, Nakin, Star, Hegemony. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull you. So, for reference here, the largest power in this galaxy right now is the Garanshu down here. I don't really see the full territory, but they don't care for me much. We're rivaled. And they're the most powerful, and they have this Prosnakin as a subsidiary, and they're asking for an embassy. It would increase my relation with the Prosnakin, but I also see them as a rival, so what should we do? I don't know. Embassy with Prosnakin. Yes or no? Very, very simple. Alright, there's the poll up top on the right. Give you 5 minutes on that. So just a little bit more of the recap. Yeah, let's go over some of that as well, because it has been a while. We have the 2 Guardians, the 2 Fallen Empires, and then the Garanshu clocking in at about 9k, 9.5, and the Holy Silmaradians at 7.2, Prosnakin at 5, and then me. So I'm about tied with my neighbor, the Prosnakin. Some of the reason for the lack of me being higher up on the scoreboard is the fact that I was boxed in on basically every side at the start. Now what I'm doing, and what I was showing you just a second ago, is that we did take Voidborn, which increases the habitability and also has them build larger, and allows me to gain the research option of habitat expansion, which allows you to have even better habitats and also advanced space habitation. So if you take a look at the research tree, we are currently researching advanced habitats, and that is going to allow us to make the individual habitats that we have even better. So, with any luck, we will be able to build tall with habitats, and that should be pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed.
System charted.
Alright, fleet order canceled. This ship ran out of places to automatically explore. That's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the fleet stance and allow them to do a jump here. A jump into the dark. It takes a very long time to finish these types of jumps unless they're close. There we go. There's the jump. Rogan Wolf, thank you for the resub as well. Alright, so you guys say probably...
Construction online.
I'll call this poll early. We're going to not do an embassy with the Prosnakin. So we have a decent fleet, and I don't really have anything to do with the fleet right now.
Technology discovered.
We have a 9K fleet. Now 9K is not quite strong enough to take out any of the Marauders. I would need maybe around 20K, so about twice the strength that I currently have. But it is on the forefront of my mind to think about when can we go against the Marauders and purge them, because they are giving us a little bit of border gore. Here I'm going to get subspace sensors for better tracking for our ships. Also, it allows us to build a black hole observatory. I don't believe I have any black holes in my system. No, I don't. But there would be at Zpoc vortex, there is a black hole there, so that might be helpful. But the space, subspace sensors are really helpful.
Technology discovered.
And that right there is advanced habitat. So our orbital habitats can be upgraded to advanced habitats using a planetary decision. I'll have to remember to do that. Now there is this new option here called Orbital Ring. Orbital Ring is a starbase variant that forms a band encircling a planet, providing defense and additional specialization. That is, of course, new in the latest update in DLC. I'm not actually sure which it belongs to, the update or the DLC. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely going to go with that, as that is pretty cool. Alright, Sylvanti, you should be assisting research. Oh, this researcher absolutely doesn't have a name. So let's give you one. You're going to be joint. Just a little reminder that the raffles in Stellaris, because there's so many things to name, don't have a timer or anything like that. It's just rapid fire and immediate. Orbital rings are apparently OP. They are very strong, yeah. They are indeed. Oh no, the Holy Star Marauders passed us in the Senate. That's okay. That is okay. That's one of the things that we've been focusing on, is that we got a embassy complex on our home planet. And you know what I could do? Yeah, let me go ahead and buy a lump sum of crystals to upgrade the embassy complex and maybe push us ahead of the Storm Riders. I'm just going to have the scientists poke around a little bit, trying to fill out the map a bit better. Not actually surveying, because these things are all owned systems, but just to explore.
New technology discovered.
Coffee. Never a bad call. Alright, new tech. We've got galactic bureaucracy. So that allows our base intel level going up, so we know more about our enemies. It allows an edict of network dominance, which exotic gas upkeep of hyperlane relays goes up, but stability goes up. And then admin complexes for more bureaucratic jobs to turn consumer goods into Unity. And then also it increases our edicts fund, so we'll take a look at that in just a second. But before we do that, let's see. We could do off-world trading company. That wouldn't be terrible to have. That's a very fast one because it doesn't require a lot of research. The unoccupied system in mine is the Ether Drake. The Ether Drake is a Leviathan of considerable strength, so that's why I haven't messed with the Drake just yet. It would wipe our fleets out. But at the moment, I am kind of saving on my alloys for habitats. But I suppose...
Construction online.
I suppose I could poll you all about what to do with alloys. How should I spend my alloys? So taking a look, we still have one more in Spicy Jazz one more system of piracy. So Morpheus and R needs to grow a little bit more to cover Spicy Jazz. 1, 2, 3, or Sylvanti, either or. But one of these two star bases needs to increase in size. Probably one. I'll do the one at. No. Yeah, I'll do the one at Morpheus, I guess. So the way that works is these gun batteries, each additional gun battery protects one system further. So one gun battery protects Happy Pants, 2 gun batteries protect Zach Dyer, and then over here we have the same thing. What I could do, actually, let me refund that, is at Sylvanti, I'll just turn one of the anchorages over to a gun battery, and that will cover Spicy Jazz. So 1 gun, 2 gun, 3 gun, 1 gun, and 2 gun. And then all of the potential piracy in my system will be taken care of. Another thing I'm going to want pretty soon is a colony ship for Yoda. Because we're building habitats, and we're going to want it to colonize with said habitats. Alright, this science ship... What's unfortunate is there's no way to automatically explore. There's an automatic survey, but not an automatic explore. So I'm going to pop around in the galaxy here and just try to fill out the systems a bit better. Trying to find where the L gates are, where gate systems are, where wormholes are, etc., etc. Back road, thank you for the resub. Oh, and I found a new type of alien. Oh. You're scary. Which means that one of my envoys is going to have some work to do. The Ion aliens will have you...
New technology discovered.
Look into that. So off-world trading is already done. That was fast. And... Gene crops wouldn't be terrible. More food from farmers. And more food from Starbase constructions. Or advanced food processing. They're about equal. I don't really need naval capacity at the moment. So I'm going to do gene crops. And then I'm also going to poll you about how to spend alloys. Build up a navy to wipe. Build up a navy. I don't know what we're going to attack. Or build tall with habitats. Now, previously you had voted to build tall with habitats, but we can always change our minds. I have a whole lot of influence. So if I take a look at the... I'm still dull edge. Given that I'm dull edge, it might not be a terrible idea to... Might not be a terrible idea to set up a planet to be a research specialist planet. Where we just try to get as much research as we can. So now, piracy is totally quelled. Another thing I could have done with the piracy is I could have parked like a single Corvette here at Spicy Jazz. But the way to read this graph is that the trade route value is 16. And the higher the trade route value, the higher the amount of piracy. So the piracy here was 4. And without the protection from Starbase Sylvanti, there was only a base protection of 2, which meant that there was a net piracy of 2, which means that pirates were attracted to this system because it was underprotected and it had a lot of trade goods passing through it. Alright. Worker right charter just passed. So that is diplomatic weight from POP's gone up, worker happiness gone up, workers' political power gone up. That's probably pretty good for me. My people are pretty happy already, so yeah, that's not bad. Do rings help with piracy? I'm not sure. It's a good question. We'll build one. I don't think so. I think it's just star bases, but I could be mistaken. I haven't spent a lot of time playing with rings. Another thing that we're waiting on is for robots to be manufactured, 1 per planet. So that everybody has a robot there. One of the reasons that I was doing that is to encourage the materialistic faction. Because if you live on a planet with a robot, you're more likely to want higher tech. So at Rhadamant here, I think there is a robot. Maybe? Yeah, there is an entertainer robot. Interesting. Maybe I'll call you Poe. And then at Morpheus NR and Lightplay, the two newest colonies, there are not robots yet. Sylvanti, I believe, has a robot
discovered.
Somewhere. Yeah, as a farmer. Alright, better sensors means that we're going to have to refit our ships. And next research, I will grab the research station output increase. They can act like a starbase? Got it. Well, we'll see. I have one built. Will be done very soon. All right, taking a look at these ships designs, we've got, that would be this button. They are all incorporating the new subspace sensors. So I'm going to refit for 62 alloys. Nothing to keep an eye on is my consumer goods is in the negative, and we don't want a situation as a result. So let me figure out. No, I maxed artisans there. I'm just figuring out if there's any planets that have capacity for artisans, and sadly,
New technology discovered.
So I think what I'm going to do here at Rhadamant is build a forge in the industrial district to try to raise my consumer goods. And we have a new tradition. So this is a big one, and it looks like we're going to focus on the habitats. I'm going to call that one early, just a minute early, so we can pull you about traditions. So with this new tradition, we could do adaptability. I'm just going to call it adapt. Diplomacy. Domination. I'm going to put them all and then kind of explain them. Expansion. Harmony. Mercantile. Subterfuge. Or unyielding. So, adaptability would be food and increased habitability, lower population requirements. Diplomacy would be diplomacy. That's kind of obvious. Get more envoys, be able to form federations and better relationships with others. Domination would be the inverse. It'd be subjugating others and better governance and stricter crime, anti-crime. Expansion would allow me to expand better, but of course I'm expanded about as much as I can, so I'm not really sure expansion would really help me. Harmony is lifespan just go up, food requirements and mineral requirements go down, that kind of thing. Stability goes up, edicts fund goes up. Which reminds me, I gotta check on my edicts fund. Mercantile would be trade lanes and trade value and trade protection and that kind of stuff. Subterfuge would be spying on other empires, and unyielding would be defending our borders with mostly like star bases and the like. So one of these 8, and you can pick. This is kind of a bigger decision because of course it is permanent. And then we also got gene crops. So replacing gene crops, I'm going to get probably interstellar economics because we really need the commerce megaplexes because my consumer goods is in the negative. Although cloning is really powerful. I'm actually going to go with cloning for additional pop growth speed. That's just too hard to pass up. I'll manage, I think. Okay, the Panaxala Republican colonies, which is where? Here, just peace agreemented with the Bavir hierarchy. Which is to their east. It looks like Bavir is larger, and it also looks like there's considerable border gore here, so I'm guessing the Panaxala lost pretty badly. Even though it's a white piece. All right. Oh, and the Panaxala just got subjugated by the Mondosura Stellar League. Wow, okay. You know, that's something that I haven't actually been trying to do, is to just subjugate others and commit them to some sort of vassalage. I could have been doing that, and I just haven't. So, like, for instance, the Storm Rider Incorporated, which is one of the ex-splinters of my Overlord faction, I could perhaps do... Oh, it is grayed out. But yeah, I could... What I could be doing is to look around and propose subjugation and then see if they would accept. Now this faction here has a acceptance of negative 142, so there's basically fat chance of that, right? I'm curious if there's an easy way to figure out who would agree to it or not. So let me just poke around really quickly and see if... Wow, negative 150. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. Antac. What you're mostly looking for is to find someone that is significantly weaker than you, because generally people aren't going to become your vassals if you are of equal strength. That's just not how this game works. They have to be inferior in some way, and then also at peace. Oh, so here's one. The Cooperative of Laval Corps would indeed accept subjugation for me as a protectorate, because I am so much more powerful than them. So then the next question, of course, would be, where are they and does it help me? So they're up here. That's not too far from my border. Kingdom of Alari is like, this edge is closest. So the Cooperative of Laval Corps would become a protectorate if I asked. And that's mostly because they're just pathetic in strength and they need protection from others. They're fanatic egalitarian and also militarist. So it's a rough fit for our empire. So that's a total possibility. That is maybe the only one that would be a good fit, because we're also kind of looking at relative strength. So the Stormrider and Coalition here, I can't, because I think they are pledging secret fealty to me. They're the ones that we went to war for prior, but we lost just because it basically timed out.
Diplomatic connection established.
Okay, so these guys are knowers of the Shroud. We're not really pursuing the Shroud. We're not psionic. We're not spiritualistic. So I'm gonna just say bye-bye. We met them, and that's all I want to talk to them about. All right, looks like domination is going to be the choice. Not a lot of votes cast, but that's fine. So adopting this will give us the ability to clear terrain blockers more cheaply. Finishing it will give us the ability to form a hegemony federation type, where we can be hegemonic leader over others. And then there is government cap, influence up, edict fund up, capital buildings and housing buildings provide more housing. We can do enhanced surveillance, and also enforces produce unity, and also extended shifts where workers and slaves have their resource output increased, but they're sad. So there we are. Domination. Should we make Laval Corps a protectorate? And what that means is, if anyone declares war on them, we will be embroiled in defending them. And they don't really pay us taxes, we just sort of protect them, but for political power and weight and all that jazz. But they wouldn't be a vassal or anything like that. That was, for whatever reason, not one of these subjugation terms. When I select, I can only make them a protectorate, because they're so significantly weaker. There is a possibility that if we offered them protectorate, we could raise them up to the level of vassal and then specialize them at some point. But these subject conflicts is defensive or all, which means that I have to defend them. I'd be obligated to. Yeah, it's possible to raise them up, or we could just wait for them to get wiped out. One way or another, it doesn't really matter to me. Okay. So it looks like we want to be building tall. you keep bopping around. Alright, first habitat
New technology discovered.
almost done. It's right there. Orbital ring is done too. Nice. Exotic gas. Yes, I do need exotic gas refineries, and that's probably even more important than battleships. I know that sounds crazy, but our battleships are going to require exotic gases to manufacture. So without exotic gas refineries, I'm all out of luck. Oh, also, Goosey is a Mac Roadrunner. This is like long overdue. For some reason, I didn't notice. Here you go, buddy. Cheers to you. Bavira embraces cybernetics, so they're now the Ultra Baviri. Where are you? Over here, Bavir. So the Bavir hierarchy is fanatic materialists and pacifists. We are also cordial with one another. They wouldn't be a terrible ally in the future because their ethics match ours. And they're going full robot. Alliance of Coordinate Systems just closed their border to me. Cool. Well, back at you, buddy. I also need a new rival, so let me take a look at the relationship here. Boss Potux, I could rival. So let me harm my relation with them. And declare rival. And then this envoy go support me in the Senate. Ooh, look, I pulled ahead. And hopefully that trend just continues and continues. And they raveled me back. So the Yoda Prime habitat is complete. I'm probably going to be raffling the names of these habitats off. So I'm going to colonize this planet. So if we take a look here, it has a habitability of 85% because I am Voidborn. And we also have atmospheric filtering, so it raises up another 25%, which is really good. It has 4 districts. And yeah, I will jump to that. And we are going to call this Angelos. The Angelos habitat. So as soon as it is occupied, I will
establishing colony.
Rename it. Cool. Well, let's build another, because that's what you all voted on. Might build an orbital ring instead. So what was the expense on that? 1,050 influence. Why won't it let me,
New technology discovered.
I can't build it there, so let me try building it over Savanti. No. Orbital ring. Because I think the colony I just built, the habitat, stops me from building, the orbital ring. It's like one or the other. Hey, Skyra, I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself? So networked relays adds a strategic resource upkeep to hyper relays in exchange for providing additional effects to colonies in the same system. And then the hyper relay construction, which allows fast travel between adjacent systems. So it allows you to jump around more quickly in your own systems, kind of like a cheaper gateway setup. I think what I'm going to do is build a research institute. I'm going to start to focus on research so that we can try to catch back up and not be dull blade anymore, or dull edge. Should I build a ring around Yoda Prime instead of a habitat? I'm not even really sure I can, like, get rid of the habitat, to be honest. So maybe I'm not even going to pull for this. Because I don't have a Colossus, or other way to dispatch the
Receiving
habitat.
transmission.
So we just found the Tinyaki Matriarch, which is another Leviathan. Subjugation request. The Mydrasura League wants to make me a vassal. Sorry, buddy. Oh no, wait. They want to become a vassal? So let me talk to them, because I'd rather make my own terms. So, propose subjugation. I can make them a vassal, tributary, bulwark, scholarium, or prospectorium. Neat. I think what probably ended up happening was they just lost a big war, and they're weak, and they need protection. So, should I vassalize Mydrasura? Yes or no? They have a roughly equivalent economy and tech level, but they have a pathetic fleet power, comparatively. They're fanatically xenophile and egalitarian, so they're roughly aligned with our belief systems. And they're pretty far on the other side of the galaxy, but that doesn't necessarily mean there isn't a wormhole or something that connects us, because they do have a wormhole in their territory. It's also one of these things that if we don't add them, someone else just might, and we would then lose the opportunity if we don't. Right. There's an opportunity cost. Hey, Godfather. Thank you for the congrats. I appreciate it. What sort of vassal would they be good at? Given that we have dull edge and we're behind in tech, I could make them into a scholarium or prospectorium. That could be up to you. I could poll you about that. But it looks like you all unanimously want to decide to vassalize them. So, what sort of vassal? I'm only going to have a few of these options: tribute, research, or mining. So, a tribute vassal pays us tribute. It pays us basically taxes to exist. So, if we take a look here at proposed subjugation, a tributary they would accept. And they pay us 30% of their energy, minerals, and food. And we defend them if they're declared war upon. A scholarium, they wouldn't really like, but I might be able to spice in the pot, where they pay us research. And then a prospectorium, we give them research. They pay us basic materials and advanced materials. And then, of course, I can always tinker with these and fine-tune it so that it works for both of us. Alright, my agro world, I'm going to replace this building with... Oh, never mind. I already have it. Never mind. Scratch that. Alright. I didn't really time this, but it looks like you guys want me to try to make them into research. So let's see. Propose subjugation for them to become a scholarium. And I will give them independent democracy. They would accept it. Even at restricted voting, they would accept it. I'm just trying to figure out how that the loyalty change per month could be positive. So that way they don't want to break away. Oh, I could give them unified sensors. That would be a really cheap thing for me to do. Okay, proceed. Unified sensors is just giving them my sensor data so that they can see my empire. And that's really of no consequence. Like, I can offer that for free, and it doesn't really matter whether they have it or not. Okay, wow, look at that. So, what? Someone beat me to it by, like, Alright, the Union of Uklap. You're, like, high up on my list of people to bully now. Can't believe it. Maxu, thank you for the resub. And congrats on hitting a full year. I have been so deeply betrayed.
New technology discovered.
Mike, cheers. Alright, new tech. We have the pop growth speed. And let's go with leader lifespan. Live long and prosper, right? First robot is coming out in
New
just 7
technology
months
discovered.
on Light Play and 13 months on Morpheus and R. So that's soon. Exotic Gas Refiners just got built. We are hurting for consumer goods, so I'm definitely going to get civilian fabricators, which resolves that issue quickly. And then temporarily, I'm going to buffer my consumer goods just by buying some. I am going to get another construction ship, because it seems to me that we can probably support multiple mega projects at once. So we're building an orbital ring at Subjugating Prime, as you can see. 22% of it so far. And then we have habitats at Yoda Prime. The Alliance of Kundan Systems has pledged secret fealty to us. Okay. In 28 days, I can move this envoy to represent us in the galactic community. And right now on the Senate floor is forming the Galactic Council, me being the most politically weighted member of the community means that I would be on the council for sure. Giving me like veto power and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Hey, Wallifer. Welcome. Okay, the districts were fulfilled. New ruler mandate. Let's take a look at that. We need to build energy districts. That's pretty easy to do.
We have conquered another world.
No, that's not true. We just colonized our own. So this habitat, the habitats vary from one another. They're not all identical. So this habitat is a trade habitat. It has a trade district. All habitats have like a habitation district. And then this district here can be trade, can be research, could be forge, so on and so forth. There's a bunch of different options there. And then there is this decision here to upgrade the habitat to improve its size from 4 to 6. So, you know, that's useful. So I think what I will do is... I will build a trade district here and fill that out. Alright, where's this construction ship? So here's the new construction ship. Let's go ahead and build yet another hab. And I'm going to build it over this system here. Takalabava, whatever. Who did the pledge secret? So the Kundan Systems pledged their secret loyalty to me, as did the Storm Rider Incorporated. So Storm Rider Incorporated is locked in as a subject to the Holy Storm Riderans, which I could declare war on, but we decided that I build Tal instead. And then the Kundan Systems, I don't even know where they are. Kundans. Ooh, that's a good question. Who are you, and why are you wanting to join me? Why am I blind? Did they get wiped out or something? Crossnakin, Panaxala, Stormrider. Oh, here they are. So they are... Oh, they're these guys. The Bulwark under Uklap. So it looks like Uklap is getting a pretty good empire together through subjects. as well. Noted. Definitely noted. Cheers. Repeal the readied shield. No. I just signed a new deal to be a patron of the arts for more unity. Oh, you guys are independent because you rebelled? You are pathetic comparatively. Hanfalier? So, Level Core and Hanfalier, both I could subjugate them if I wanted to. Because they're both pathetic comparatively. You guys voted no. Should I be looking to subjugate others? I'll just ask that as a larger question. Should I be trying to sign people on as being protectorates and tributaries and scholariums or whatnot? Or should I just let the cards
New technology discovered.
play out without me intervening? Alright, let's go for battleships. Now it is time. So now that I have civilian industries, I can make more trade goods and bring the, or more consumer goods rather, and bring the consumer good shortage to an end. This does cost an upkeep of crystals though, and I'm going to need to manufacture those crystals, or I'm going to be in a shortage of crystals, which is a whole different issue. So I'm going to, at Morpheus and R, build a synthetic crystal plant. And then at Light Play, I am going to build 2 generator districts just to fulfill the need for the mandate. The mandate being, of course, get 2 generator districts built. The Holy Stormrider Empire can now subjugate us. Yep, we can go into open war. The other thing I've been meaning to do is to take a look at the Edicts Fund. Oh man, I am so far above my Edicts Fund. Let me pull Nibistic Visualization out. And then I have a little bit of room to add maybe something else in. Encourage political thought. I'm only 4 over now. That's a lot more affordable than being like 50 over or whatever it was. Alright, looks like you guys want me to subjugate others, so let me do this real quick. These guys, I think, just had war declared on. Yeah, the Tassari Union declared war on them, so I can't even subjugate them anymore. So originally I had asked about Level Core, and I'm going to go back to that and offer protectorate, so that I protect them and foster a relationship for the future. Done. So yellow is my empire and my vassals, so that has grown. Mondosura. Who else is independent? I guess that's a better question here. So, if we take a look here, they're independent, but they're equivalent, so they're not going to sign on. You guys, the Hantak, aren't going to sign on either. Mondosura is... They are a vassal under Uklap, so I'd have to free them. Stormrider Coalition is waiting for me to free them. Panaxala Republicans colonies, I think, is at war? Why can't I, No, they're under Uklap as well. You guys are spiritualists. That's a bad fit. No, I think that's it. I think I've added everyone that can be added, because I'm sort of hostile with everybody else. Unless I make them into, like, a tributary. Like these xenophobic isolationists to force them into being a tribute. Yeah, I think we're good. There's no one else to, oops, to subjugate. Because they're either at war or not interested, or some combination of the two. Alright, Lava Core. Let's hope you grow. I'm gonna buy another big bulk of consumer goods until we can start paying for ourselves. And I now can disassemble the robotic assembly plant, because we have a robot on Light Play. And on Morpheus, we also have a robot there as well. Yep. Let's disassemble this as well. So we have one robot on each planet. And we can check there that we have 5 pops on 5 planets. I only have 5 planets. I guess now I have habitats. I'm not really sure I'm going to put robots on habitats, though, because there's just so little pop room on habitats that it might not be worth it.
New technology discovered.
I will get terrain block clearing. Now that I've adopted the tradition of dominance, or domination, I can clear the terrain blockers more cheaply. Where is that scientist? Orthama. I'm not entirely sure why Selami's Citizen Commonwealth hasn't annexed these things. I don't get it. They're safe and they're empty, and there's no good reason for them not to do it, but they just haven't done it. So what's all that red that popped up? Oh, so when you go into diplomatic map mode, it shows you the diplomatic map for whoever you have selected. So if I click on Tassari Union, it will show you their relationship with everyone else. So they're pretty neutral with everyone except for me. They don't like me. If I click Han Filir, you can see that they don't like the Kingdom of Alari. They don't like me. You know, so if you saw a whole bunch of red, it was because someone is at war or has a lot of enemies or something like that. But it's a really cool way of quickly assessing political tensions and alliances and all that jazz. So if I clicked on the freebooters here, usually the freebooters or the marauders kind of just hate everyone. But yeah, that's what was going. Or if you're talking about this red, it's just the color of the Empire. Yeah, they just happen to have a red flag. Alright, Hero Sylvanti. Here's the orbital ring. So, this orbital ring can get an orbital shipyard, anchorage, defense guns, or defense batteries. I don't know what it needs. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. But we do have the orbital ring. And hopefully I'll be able to have, I'll be able to add something that matters later. Something else that might be wise is to sell off a whole bunch of resources and try to get more habitats. And I'm going to try to stuff all my habitats on Yoda Prime. So I need 1,500 alloy for that, which is more than I currently have.
New technology discovered.
Research Institute is done. We are whipping through the research, so I think what I'm going to do is just get some of these low-hanging fruit research. The hope of getting a bunch of low-hanging fruit is that we will resolve our dull edge. If I do a lot of easy research very, very quickly, we might be able to raise the fact that we fell behind in research compared to everyone else. I also wouldn't say we're like dangerously behind or anything like that. It's not like we're in the Stone Age. We're just a little behind. Thank you for tuning in to Stellaris Overlord, which originally streamed live on Twitch June 14th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com or the description of this video have a link to Discord. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Stellaris Overlordians, or something like that.